What's up, you guys? How y'all living? How y'all feeling out there? How we living? How we feeling? We gonna jump into that. But side note, I know this video is not being put out on a Sunday. Y'all, it's so much going on in the world. Like, there's so much going on in the world, especially within the Black community. And we were like, look, let's just go ahead and tell the people how we feeling and how we living, how it's affecting us, and how we feel that it is affecting a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. That's what this video is all about. So I don't know where you guys live, but I'm pretty sure no one is living under a rock. So I'm pretty sure when you turn on your TV, when you turn on your phone, when you turn on whatever, your computer, you are constantly seeing things that you're like, again, like, y'all, it's just too much going on. And I'm not processing it well. I'll be honest. I'll be the first one to say I'm not processing it well. 2020 has been a hell of a year. There has been many lows. I can probably count the highs on my hand. I mean, I don't want this video to come off as if we're not grateful, as if God has not blessed us tremendously within this year, because he has definitely blessed us. And we're really just grateful to be here. But it's like every day we have to brace ourselves. Like every day we have to brace ourselves that we might hear something on the news about another shooting, or just someone passing, or just, y'all, let's just get into it. So just let them know, like, what happened last night.
Yeah, so last night, I think about, it was like 9 or 10 o'clock, you know, just on my phone normally, and I was on Twitter, and I just saw, you know, you look at what's trending, and for some reason Black Panther was trending, so I was like, you know, maybe some news about upcoming movie, you know, new sequel that's coming out, and, you know, it wasn't that. You know, it was, you know, news that, you know, our brother Chadwick Boseman had passed due to his 4-year battle with colon cancer. And, you know, just the way this year has been going, I realized immediately it wasn't a joke. You know, in times past, you know, see somebody who passed away, like, that's not true. You gotta go fact check it. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. But, you know, we've had so many losses this year. You know, I've learned not to second guess it, unfortunately. You know, and not only his death, but learning that he made some of his greatest works while he was sick, going through chemotherapy, and, you know, Lord knows everything he was going through, you know, especially his friends and family, you know, chemotherapy and weight loss, and, you know, all the drugs he had to take just to, you know, stand. I mean, it's just so much that goes into people dealing with cancer, and to know he was dealing with that and still gave the best of himself on screen is crazy. Nobody knew. So whoever is a part of his inner circle, they did an amazing job keeping, you know, that information tight. And I think a lot of the times when we have celebrities, or, you know, just famous people, or even people we're close to, we think that, you know, their business should be our business. And, you know, every time that shouldn't be the case. And they chose to handle it, you know, internally. Because I think one of the biggest things, he didn't want his sickness to be the topic of discussion. He didn't want that to be a crutch onto why he couldn't perform at his highest. He didn't want, I mean, he wanted his people to be able to process that, you know, privately, and I respect him for that.
Yeah. Like Avery said, it was a shock. Like, it wasn't something that we were like, oh, they might be playing or anything like that. Like, no, we definitely, I don't have Twitter, so I was on Facebook, and, like, literally as soon as I got on Facebook, Avery's post was the first one I seen, like, on my news feed, and it was just like, you know, RIP, and instantly I felt very overwhelmed, and I just completely felt devastated. It's not a joke. I knew it wasn't a joke, because we're living in a day and age where babies are passing, where people our age, you know, we're in our late 20s are passing, early 20s, late 20s are passing. So, you know, we're not living in a time. I feel like back in the day, like it was kind of random for like youth to pass away, or for people in their prime. And when I say prime, I mean like 20s, 30s, and 40s, even 50s to pass away. You know, it was more so, I feel like back then it was more so common for like the elders to pass away because, you know, just due to age and stuff like that. But y'all, nowadays, no one is exempt. I mean, I know that death has to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that, you know, one day we're born and one day we have to die. Like, that's just how it works. But it's so hard for me to process things like this. It's so hard for me to process death in general, but for me to see like younger loved ones and just younger celebrities pass, it's just very disheartening. It hit the community hard. It hit the Black community hard because, you know, we were able to see him portrayed as Thurgood Marshall, as James Brown, as
Robinson,
you know, greats, you know what I'm saying? And he did a phenomenal job. And then you got Black Panther, you know, to come out. And so, you know, we look at him as a hero, you know, because he did a lot of things that we hadn't seen in the past. You know, when was the last time you had seen like somebody like Black Panther? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it was just so powerful because for a long time there wasn't a Black superhero, main superhero that we could look to.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have somebody who, you know, wasn't always playing a stereotype, wasn't the comedic relief in movies or TV shows. Like, he was that guy. And not only was he that guy on screen, he was that guy in the Black community.
Yeah.
You know, for kids to be able to look up and say, I have a superhero who looks just like me.
Yeah.
You know, and even for adults, people my age, like, it was so inspiring seeing somebody, you know, of color, you know, just in huge productions in the Marvel world. I mean, it meant truly a lot. And one of the highest grossing movies at that time.
Yep.
It grossed over $1 billion. You know, so, you know, it just really lost a gem, you know, in this world. And, you know, he was a real genuine guy. All of the people who were around him, celebrities, comic people, whatever you say, he was a great guy.
Yeah. And I don't think that, I know that if his death would have happened like earlier this year, we still would have taken it hard. But it's even harder because we have not fully recovered from grieving other losses. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant is an example. We're still not over that as a community. So to just see all of these greats passing away this year on top of all the other things we're currently dealing with, we're still dealing with, we've been dealing with for years. It's a lot. It's a lot. I can't lie. Like I said, I don't do a great job processing death. I mean, it really takes me some time, not just for loved ones that I've grown up with my entire life, but just like Avery said, like people I look up to, like, you know, Chad and Kobe and people like that. Like, it really hits home. And again, it was just so hard for me to process last night because I'm like, man, again. Like, that's all I kept thinking about was like, again, not just Chad and Kobe. I mean, we've had congressmen die, we've had civil rights leaders die, we've had singer-songwriters pass away. I mean, Betty Wright to Little Richard to, I mean, the list literally, y'all, like, it's becoming long. Y'all, it's only August. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're still in the month of August and all of this is happening, and it's just really, really hard. And I mean, on Facebook last night, like, everybody was saying RIP, but like everybody was also saying like, what else could go wrong in 2020? Like, 2020 has been crazy. I don't want to say horrible. I don't want to say horrible because I feel like there has been some good to come out of it. And me just being an optimistic person, I really, really always try to see the good and stuff, y'all. But as a whole, 2020 has just been, it's been too much. It's been too much. I mean, we already have to deal with turning on our televisions and seeing another black innocent man die in the streets or being shot 7 times. Like, it's just too much. It's too much at this point. It's too much. Like, we've literally been dealing with stuff like this for decades. And it leaves me questioning myself, questioning so much, because I just want to know, like, why, like for our community. I'm not saying other communities have not had to deal with a lot of oppression and things of that nature and deaths and all of that, but I'm just saying, like, why my community? Like why my brothers and sisters? Like, I'm pretty sure my grandparents had this dream that their grandchildren would not have to deal with oppression like they did, and they would not have to be seen as threats to the society and things like that. But the reality of it is, like, we're still dealing with stuff like that. Like I can say some things have changed, you know, now we're able to vote and do this and that, but I feel like they just give us a little bit, just a little bit to keep y'all mouths shut, just a little bit, so you can at least feel like you halfway equal to the white man or to other people. And I don't want to make this video about race, y'all, but I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm tired of seeing killings on television. I'm tired of, you know, seeing our heroes and sheroes pass away at early ages from battles like cancer. And I mean, y'all, like, I'm tired. And then on top of that, we in the middle of a pandemic. Like, on top of that, like, on top of innocent black men and children and women passing away from being a threat to society and being shot and killed in the streets, on top of heroes and sheroes dying, we also have innocent people dying from a virus. Like, this too much. Like, how do you feel about it?
You know, it is a lot, and it's a lot to process. You know, every day knowing that our life will never be the same. With this pandemic, you know, we're fighting something we can't see.
Yeah.
We're fighting something that doesn't care about your age, doesn't care about the color of your skin. Even though African Americans are being, you know, infected at a disproportionate rate, that's another conversation. So, you know, guys, it's so much that goes into the everyday life of being a black person, and no one really truly understands our struggles. That's why representation is so important to me. It's so important in not even the big spaces, but every space you can think of. You need people who look like you to understand what you go through on a daily basis. You know, we just go through so much. We suffer so much loss. You know, like Jasmine was saying, and just our mental health as a community is just, I just know it's in shambles. Yeah. You know, I just feel like we're getting to the point where we're normalizing death, we're normalizing grieving and just loss and struggle, and you know, we've just been getting hit on all sides. You know, we haven't had a break yet. It's like, you know, we're on the ground, picking ourselves up from one loss, and then something else comes and knocks us back down to the ground. You know, so it's really just weighed heavy on the community, and I think the only way through this virus, through this year, through losses, through grief, through civil unrest, the only way through it is together. And I know that sounds kind of cliche, but we're gonna have to lean on our fellow brother, fellow sister to get through this, because we can't do it by ourselves, guys. No. Because separately, I mean, we're just going through it, and you know, it's power in having people who can identify with your struggle, and that's so powerful about the black community. We all go through the same thing. It doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter what school you go to, it doesn't matter about anything but the color of your skin. In actuality, you'll get treated the same. You can identify. There's some that choose not to, you know, sit back and reflect, but it's okay to reflect about what we're going through, and you know, and realize as a community we're all hurting, we're all in pain, you know, and find commonality in that, you know, to help each other out. And
mentally, you know, it's good to release. You have to eventually release. Yep. It's going to come out whether you want it to or not. And I would love for us as a community to do that in a proper way, in a better way. You know, like Avery said, just surrounding each other and discussing how this is making us feel. Like, just get it out. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, what's talking about it going to do? You know, it's gonna at least allow you to get it out, and for it not to be just bottled inside, because I would hate to see when you just had enough and it just comes out in a nasty way, you know. So y'all, I mean, that's really the only solution we have, and just to continue to pray. You know, if you believe in God or a higher power, whatever you believe in, we trust in God. That's really all we can do. Like Avery said, like we're fighting something we can't even see. Like we're fighting something now. We've always been fighting oppression and not being seen as equal, but then now on top of that, we're fighting a virus that we can't even see. So it's like, we really don't have that much. I feel like we really don't have that much power. I mean, I wish this video was a video where we could tell you guys, like, okay, this is what you do, steps 1, 2, and 3. But the truth of the matter is, like, no one really knows. Like, we're just doing what we've always done for years. And that's really just becoming united and sticking together and trying to get through it together and leaning on each other for support and leaning on each other for love. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow is not promised. With all of this stuff going on, tomorrow is literally not promised. Sometimes people just trying to go to the store, go outside, and they don't even know that they won't make it back home. They don't even know that they may be stopped by a police officer and never see their family again, or be killed in the streets. Like, literally, like, tomorrow is not promised. So, you know, just love on your family, love on your friends now, because no man knows the day or hour, you know. So just love on each other, express how you feel, allow your children to express how they feel. Unfortunately, this is a world that they will have to grow up in. I'm pretty sure it's not ideal. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure our great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents did not think that their great-great-grandchildren will be having to deal with some of the things that we're dealing with. But just prepare your children. Just prepare your children and prepare yourselves and surround yourselves with support and love. Because you're not in this alone. Yeah.
You know, I think that's just it. I mean,
it's rough.
It's been a rough year.
It's rough.
We all know that, and it's only August.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, on top of from the deaths to the virus to people not having jobs to children being at school and
this upcoming election. I mean, it's.
This video could be so long. This video could be so long because it's a lot. It's a lot of crap. I'm trying to use good words. But yeah, you guys. So that's all we really had to talk about. You know, we're praying for his family and his loved ones, people that knew he was in the battle and, you know, would constantly love and support him, and also kept it, you know, within the family. We're praying for those people because we know they're taking it the hardest, because we know that he wasn't just a hero on camera, but at home and in real life. So you got anything else to say?
You know, it's just sending up prayers for his family. Thanking Chadwick, you know, for what he's left us with, and you know, it's up to us to, you know, take the individual lessons from those movies that he did, and you know, try to apply it to our daily lives. You know, we lost a hero. Our children lost a hero, but that doesn't mean, you know, that the memory has to fade. You know, keep those same lessons alive, and we'll keep moving forward. Yep,
and hopefully that'll rise up other little boys to want to do the same thing, to want to act, and to want to continue to go higher. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a different video, but we hope that you still took something out of it, even if it was just, let me just love on my loved ones and just, you know, continue to ride with them, because tomorrow is not promised. Even if that's all you got out the video, or even if you just like, man, let me go watch Black Panther. Like, let me do this for the culture. You know, let me go buy some Black Panther gear. You know, do that. Do that. So, all right, you guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like for us to do a video, talk about something, and you just want to see something different, let us know down in the comment section below. And until next time, peace.
All right, guys.